I love music. Basically everyone else in the world does too. It's a universal thing, just random notes in an order, creating a melody that sounds good to so many people. And listening to music is one of the greatest things ever, and having headphones is just brilliant. It gives you the privacy of just listening to music while on the go, and it's just this lovely experience where you can enjoy yourself and immerse yourself in the music without really caring about anyone else. So here is how to get the best possible headphones for the best possible experience. Well, from my opinion. When choosing a pair of headphones, you've got 4 main things to look out for. You've got price, because we are logical human beings and we are logical adults, and we purchase okay, I'm not an adult, but we purchase according to our means, not according to our wants. So you decide how much you're gonna spend and limit yourself, because headphones go really expensive. So make sure you have a right budget for your capabilities and don't overspend. On top of that, we have sound. That's another crucial feature. Well, one of the most important. Sound determines the quality of the headphone. So what kind of sound do you like? What kind of sound signature? What kind of sound in general do you prefer? Now, sound is not talking about sound quality, but rather the kind of sound signature, the way the headphones are unique. Are they more stronger in the bass? Do they have stronger mids? Do they have stronger treble? This kind of sound is what I'm talking about here. And the way to find out what kind of sound you like is to go to a shop and try out headphones, a variety of headphones, and see which one fits your taste the best. Now, one thing I would suggest you try first is when you read forums and do your research, which is essential in buying any piece of technology because it's expensive. When you do your research and you see people comparing it to a few certain kind of benchmark model headphones, so like the M50Xs or the MSR7s or the Sennheiser HD600s, if you see people often comparing a certain headphone to this kind of benchmark headphones, go try the headphones so you know what the hell these people on the internet are talking about. So if someone says, oh, this sounds like the HD600, but the soundstage is a bit more narrow, it's a bit warmer, then you know what the hell they're talking about, because you have tried the HD600s before and you can make a judgment relative to what they said, which is going to be so much more convenient, and you're going to be able to understand reviews online so much better. So that's one thing to try out. Find out the sound you like and find out what the benchmark headphones on the internet sound like. Another thing, of course, which is super important, is portability. Are you going to use this audio setup? By the way, I'm not talking just about headphones, I'm talking about a whole audio setup. Are you going to use it at home? Are you going to use it on the go? Do you have to have both? Where are you going to use it? Are you going to use it while running? Are you going to use it while in the library studying? There's so many things you could do with these audio setups. So what are you going to do with it? Decide, and then you can choose selectively, because deciding whether you want an on-the-go setup or a light setup or a stationary setup narrows down your options so much more. Another thing to take note is comfort. Comfort is usually determined by the materials, the build quality, and the design of the headphones. So it's not something you can really selectively pick, especially since sound and price should come before anything else. But comfort is definitely important, because if you buy headphones, especially expensive ones, you're going to want to use it for a long period of time. So buy a pair that actually fits you comfortably. Now, apart from that, you got other things like build quality. Is it durable, especially if you may bring it to travel? Things such as design. Does it look good on you as a necklace? These are way less important stuff. You can just kind of forget about them if you're like a practical, robust man. But if you are someone who cares about that stuff, well, you do you, and I'll just judge you from a distance, no problem. Okay, let's talk about the whole audio system. So how does it work? How does your musical devices play music? Well, it always starts off with a digital file in whatever codec it is. So MP3, AAC, FLAC, 320-bit MP3. So you've got lossless, lossy codecs, and this is one place where you can upgrade your audio setup, it's quite conveniently. So upgrading the audiophile codecs of your music usually will give you a decent improvement in quality. It's not going to be big, but because it's really easy, it's alright to just upgrade it, and it usually is free. So the most low end of audio codecs are very lossy. They are super compressed, which means a lot of the detail in the sound is lost, and basically having less compression on your music file is going to become better because all the details and intricacies, your headphones are going to sound way better, the music is going to sound way better having all those little details in there. So upgrading your audio files is brilliant by, say, upgrading from MP3 to a higher bitrate MP3, or upgrading from a high bitrate MP3 to Apple's lossless AAC codec or FLAC. Now, the less compressed files, because they're less compressed, naturally will take up more space. So that's something to take note of, but it's a trade-off, sound quality versus space. That is really up to you to decide. Now, how does the sound system work? Now, from this digital file, which you can upgrade easily, it goes through a sound chip or a DAC or a sound card, whatever you want to call it. It's a chip that turns the digital ones and zeros of the musical file into an analog signal, analog electric signal that your headphones can understand, because headphones are a analog device and not a digital device. It doesn't understand ones and zeros, and to produce sound, it needs an analog signal, which is why the 3.5mm jack is an analog one. And that's why companies are trying to remove it from their smartphones. It's not going to work. And from there, it goes usually through an amplifier, because this signal is quite weak coming straight from the converter. So the amplifier is going to increase the power and basically give it enough energy so that headphones has energy to flex its drivers and produce sound at your ears. And that's about it. So it goes from digital file to DAC to amplifier and into your headphones, and that is basically how your musical device works. So how do you upgrade this audio source DAC amp thing then? Well, there are very good amps that are separate from your usual ones on sale on the market, like the FIO Q1 and whatnot. And basically these DAC and amplifiers, they are designed specifically for good audio, which means it's gonna give you a better result than the built-in chips that you find on your headphones and your laptops. Also, these amplifiers that are already built into your into your devices, they usually may not have enough power, especially if your headphones are more high-end and more power hungry. Furthermore, these DACs that are separate, they may be cleaner. They usually will be cleaner, and the sound that comes out from them will be nicer to your headphones, and it will just be nicer experience overall. But the thing is, if your budget is low, I generally would not recommend getting an external DAC and amp, because lower end headphones genuinely will not stand to benefit that much from getting an amp. So if your budget's like you're buying a pair of $100 headphones, don't go and spend $50 on a DAC and amp, because usually you won't really notice much difference. Now, another thing to take note is that I won't recommend spending more on your DAC and amp than the headphones, because you're going to get more by upgrading your headphones than on a DAC and amp. And don't spend too much on the DAC and amp, because it hits its ceiling in terms of like improvements very much earlier than headphones. So there's that. And so if you're running a cheaper setup, I recommend going for stuff like the FIO E10K or the FIO Q1 or the audioquest Dragonfly. These are all-in-one solutions. They're really simple. They're USB. They work with anything, and they have decent amount of power and decent sound, and it's gonna get you started, especially for mid-range headphones that need amplification. Now, certain mid-range headphones actually need a lot of amplification, such as the fostex T50RP Mark IIIs, because of their technology. The type of drivers in there are really hard to drive, so it's a completely different matter with that one. Those need super powerful amps to actually sound good. Now let's talk about, towards the high end of setups, there are so many more options that are crazy good, and you can basically go ham. So I'm not going to give you my recommendations for high-end DACs and amps, because that one requires a lot of in-depth research on your part, because there's so many options out there. Let's talk about headphones now. How do you choose? What kind of headphones are there, and how do you choose from them? Well, apart from the few factors that I talked about just now, portability, comfort, design, sound, price, there are many other factors that you should take note, especially in terms of the type of headphone. So size of headphone is one thing to take note of. What kind of headphone do you want? Do you want an over-ear headphone or on-ear headphone, or do you want an in-ear headphone, an in-ear a earphone? Which one do you want? Now there are pros and cons to each of them. Now over-ear and on-ear headphones generally have a very similar sound, but the differences in them is that over-ear is maybe a bit more comfortable than on-ear headphones, depending on the person, but on-ear headphones are definitely more portable. Now over-ear headphones, they're more likely to be less value for money in terms of sound quality to price than say earphones or on-ear headphones, because of the size of the drivers in them, and also there's a higher chance that they need amping because, well, they're bigger. So that's something to take note of. Another thing is on-ear headphones generally are cheaper. The equivalent on-ear headphones is generally cheaper than the equivalent over-ear headphone. Now, that's how about in-ear headphones, earphones in general. Well, those are very different from headphones, obviously. For one, they're in your ear, so it may be comfortable for some people, but it may not be comfortable for everyone. There's a benefit to having it in your ear though. It's less likely to drop off if you're walking or running, which is definitely good. And if you want to go exercise, get earphones instead of headphones. Another thing to take note about earphones, the sound tends to be a lot narrower. The soundstage tends to be more closed off than with headphones, than with full-size headphones. But the sound quality to money to price ratio is generally better with earphones than full-size headphones, because it's smaller and easier to produce at a lower price. Now, when it comes to earphones, apart from that, there's other things to notice as well. Some earphones are over-ear earphones. You might like this fit, but some earphones are straight down like normal earphones, and you might prefer this. So it's really up to you to go and try and find out which one's more comfortable for your own personal liking. And another advantage of earphones is that you don't need amping for this one. It's super easy to power. You can just plug it into your phone and play, and it will be perfectly alright. It'll be perfectly okay. Well, at least for most earphones. Some earphones do need amping, some earphones do benefit from amping, but a lot of earphones will work perfectly fine even if you didn't have an amp for them, which is great. Saves you a lot of money. So another thing to take note about headphones is that there's open back headphones and there's closed back headphones, and that's another category of stuff, and this video is going on forever, so I'm gonna make this quick. Open back headphones basically have the backs open up. There's like the Philips SHPA 9500, it's a wire mesh there, and that means sound and air can pass through and mess with the sound, which means you can hear the outside, and outside people can hear what you're listening to, which may be a con, maybe a pro, I don't know, it's really up to you. But it does affect the sound. Soundstage on open back headphones tends to be wider. It tends to be sounds more spacious, more airy, more, I don't know. By the way, a wide soundstage sound means that the kind of surround sound makes the sound like it's coming from further away than something with a narrow soundstage, just to be clear what it is. Now, closed back headphones are the direct opposite of that. They have a narrow soundstage, it's going to be more tight, and they have a tendency to be a bit more bassy than open back headphones, because the sound waves in there can reverberate and create these low frequencies, which is bass, and there's that. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to headphones, there's just so many options that I can't quantify how to exactly choose a headphone in one 20-minute video, 15-minute video, and I'm trying my best. So my most important advice to you is go try headphones. Go out and try them. That's how you can know for sure that the whole sound system fits your taste the best. And if you're spending $500 on something, you sure as hell want it to be perfect. So go out there and try these headphones. You can use my advice to do research and decide on what headphones you want to try, because you have a limited time usually to try these headphones. So research, find out the headphones you want, and then go try it. Okay, there's so many types out there. I hope I could kind of summarize it and explain it to you in this video. And if you guys enjoyed it, definitely subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I guess that's it for this video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe, blah blah blah. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.